Good morning, everyone. Bryan, Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties, another Monday market moment. Today, we are going to answer the question, which price range is taking the longest to sell? Steven Thomas came out with his latest reports on housing and dissected each price category and how long those homes are sitting on the market. We'll get into that in just a moment. First, the latest stats right now. We have 6,715 homes for sale in the county, down 38 from last week. Median list price, $975,000. Average days on market, 52. Pending sales, 2377. That's actually up 80 from last week. Encouraging sign. Median list price, $885,000. The average days on market, 35. Months of inventory, a little bit up, 3.72 months of inventory right now throughout the county. Here's a chart showing total actives and total pendings. For the first time in a few weeks, we saw the total actives in a downward movement, while the total pendings, in the upward movement. How many homes came on the market last week? 833, 70 fewer than the week before. Big drop. Median list price, $935,000, lower than the week before. New pendings, 399, down 7 versus last week. So also a drop in that category, but a lower drop than the number of homes that came on the market. Median list price, $899,000. Average days on market, 31, 3 fewer days than the ones that went pending the week before. New pendings listed within the last week, 10. New pendings listed within the last 2 weeks, 115. So only 3% of homes that went pending were on the market for a week or less, 29% 2 weeks or less. How many homes closed escrow last week? 1 fewer than the week before, 351. Median list price, $944,000. Median sales price, $930,000. Both were lower than the week before. Average days on market, 32. Least expensive sale was an Escondido manufactured home, $240,000. Most expensive sale was in Rancho Santa Fe, $9 million. Here's a chart showing new actives, new pendings, and new closed sales. Look at the last 3 weeks. Fewer homes have been coming on the market week after week after week. Maybe we are hitting the high point in inventory for the year. The last couple of years, it's been later in the year, but traditionally it is this time of year when inventory caps out. So maybe we're back to the norm in that category. You can see also the number of new pendings higher than it was a couple weeks ago. So the last 2 weeks elevated versus the weeks before that. And the total number of closed sales. Here's a chart showing median list price and median sales price still holding pretty strong. So Steven Thomas did have his reports on housing. Here is the active listing inventory. You can see we did have the dip. It went back up a couple weeks ago. What we saw this week, a little leveling off. My stats are a little bit more current than Steven's, just by a week or so. So I expect that trajectory to kind of level off. Still fewer homes for sale than we had before COVID, but way more homes than any of the previous years since COVID, and way more than the beginning of the year. Demand year over year, number of homes that went pending in the last 30 days. You can see it had been on a downward trajectory, went back up. Kind of an encouraging sign. So now we're at where we were 2023, and we may be crossing where we were last year as well. We'll have to see how that goes. Kind of following the same line of 2022. We'll find out if interest rates come down. I think we'll see that continuing in that direction. Okay, great statistics that Steven came out with as far as breaking down the number of homes that are on the market per price category and how long they've been on the market. So let's take, for example, the $0 to $750,000 price point. Currently, there are 1,971 homes for sale. Again, this is about a week or so ago. 1,971 homes for sale in that price range. The number of homes that have been on the market for 30 plus days, 1,191. So 60% of the homes in that price range have been on the market for a month or longer. How many have been on the market for 2 months or longer? 643. So a third of the homes in that price category have been on the market for 60 plus days. Probably that means either they have priced it too high, maybe they had a price reduction but not enough, and it's just sitting. lots of inventory just sitting. Market time on average, 96 days. Interestingly, the hottest price range, not hottest necessarily, but the price range with the fewest homes that have been on the market for a long time is in the 750 to a million. There's 1,409 homes for sale in that price range. 720 have been on the market for 30 plus days, so about half, right around half. 60 plus days, about a quarter of them. Okay, so that means that 75% have been on the market for less than that, but we still have about a quarter of the inventory that's sort of stale and just kind of sitting on the market. As you get higher in price point, you start seeing the greater percentages. So 59%, 55, 65%. Look at that 6 million plus category. 81%, 4/5 of the home have been on the market for 30 plus days, and well over half have been on the market for 60 plus days. The expected market time in that category is 418 days. So what's the moral of the story? Homes are staying on the market longer. We have, relatively the same demand as we've had the last couple of years, way more inventory. So people have more choices. And so they're picking the ones that are priced the best, that look the best, that have the best features, the best location, etc. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about sort of a deeper dive into some of this information and what it might mean for you if you're looking to sell a home or buy a home. But that's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. Hope you enjoyed the information. Be happy to send it to you if you like. Don't forget to reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to help in any way I can. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. I look forward to seeing you next Monday.